My personal opinion is I think he will do it.
Dave Lee believes that Elon Musk is about to start a new company. But how much money would Elon need? Would he need to sell more Tesla stock? I have a hard time imagining how Elon would not need to sell more Tesla stock if he does this. However, Elon has a good reason for starting this company, and actually I fully support him, even though for me as a Tesla stock investor that may not be exactly beneficial. Although long term, actually, this might be good for Tesla stock in a weird roundabout way. So let's see what Dave said on Farzad's channel.
You've got this humanoid robot, but the other half is the software. It's like the mind of the robot. It's like, who's going to be in the brain in terms of conversing and talking with this robot, right? Is Tesla going to develop their own, large language models that think and talk and et cetera, solve problems for people? Or are they going to partner with a group? Who does Elon like in the field to partner with, to put that brain inside the,
Doesn't seem like he likes anybody right now.
Yeah. Will Elon start his own thing, right?
It is just never boring being a Tesla stock investor. There's always the next thing to worry about.
And I don't, to be honest, I don't know if Elon can really start it inside Tesla. He could if he wanted to, but I think you might have, there's pros and cons. If you want the best AI researchers in the world, the easiest way to get them is equity.
It would be quite difficult to give any equity, any significant portion of Tesla to a new person who would join just to develop a better AI model. So Dave here, I think, has a pretty good point.
You basically say, hey, you get percent of the company or whatever, this is going to be huge. And you can get the top of the top. If you bring them into Tesla, you tell them we'll give you some equity, but the equity doesn't it's not big percent of the company. Tesla's market cap is so high. So you basically have to do high compensation, right? Basically high salary and then also, stock, but it's not necessarily as lucrative as a startup would be, right? The benefit of doing a Tesla is you could say, oh, Tesla as a company, we're willing to fork over billions of dollars in training and compute costs, right? To build this thing.
If Elon starts a startup and he wants to access Tesla's resources, let's say, I think he could still do it by simply paying Tesla from his startup. And you know how he would do that? By selling Tesla stock first. Although Elon might have some cash that he still has from Tesla stock sales. He gave $2 billion to his own foundation recently, so maybe he could use part of that, and maybe he still has some other cash. Maybe he wouldn't need that much. We don't really know how much Elon would want to spend on this project.
But on the flip side, there's actually negative or challenges of doing it at Tesla is that Tesla right now is a complicated company in the sense that as Tesla has changed and matured over time, there are a lot of institutional investors, and institutional investors own the majority of the company, who aren't necessarily looking for a risky bet. They're like, who cares about large language models? Why are we spending billions of dollars on this? What's the point? Let's make cars, right? Tesla, you're a car company. Get your act together, right? Higher margins. They want higher margins. They don't want, the next whatever big, thing to compete with ChatGPT. It's who cares, right?
Dave is absolutely right that institutions own most of Tesla stock now. Institutional ownership is now at 47.5%. of shares outstanding versus 45.5 3 months ago. And you might say, but wait a minute, that is below 50%. But then you have to consider Elon as a separate entity. Although if you put Elon Musk and us retail investors together, then we as a whole would own more Tesla stock than all of institutions combined. Over time, I would expect institutional ownership to increase for Tesla stock. For example, institutions own 82% of GM stock.
So in that sense too, it's like, would Elon really start something in Tesla when he owns, like, let's say, 20% of the company? But it's like, if he could do something outside of Tesla, give more equity, recruit better people, who knows? But then you've got this funding problem, right? Meaning he has to fork over a lot for compute. And so then Elon would probably have to bankroll that.
That is code for selling Tesla stock.
He might have to fork over, a bunch of cash, $1 billion a year or whatever for this enterprise.
If it is only $1 billion per year, that actually wouldn't be that much. Elon, in the last 15 months or so, has sold about $40 billion worth of Tesla stock.
I think he's ready to do it, though. I think the last article by The Information, I was not surprised by it at all, that he's already, talking to people, trying to recruit people. It makes sense, but it's kind of crazy. Like, another Elon Musk company. It's like, who would have thought, right after Twitter too? Yeah, like just months after acquiring Twitter.
You can't stop.
You try to
The reasons for which Elon would want to start a new company, though, make sense. It is hard to go against that, and I would actually support Elon. Let's explore all of the reasons why Elon would want to do this.
One of the original founders of OpenAI, Elon Musk, is reportedly eyeing a team to develop his own rival to ChatGPT. The Information first to report that Musk is putting together this team to in part push back on what Musk feels is, quote, woke AI. Senior autos reporter Praz Romanian here with more on that story. Praz, can't help but wonder, as always, how a Tesla investor must eye this latest news. Can it help the Tesla story, or is it yet another Twitter-like distraction?
Elon has been tweeting about AI recently. OpenAI was created as an open source, which is why I named it OpenAI, non-profit company to serve as a counterweight to Google. But now it has become a closed source, maximum profit company, effectively controlled by Microsoft. Not what I intended at all.
I think surprisingly, this is actually sort of in the same lane as what Tesla's up to, right? Because, I was a little surprised to see the story that he's going after a ChatGPT rival because, Musk, you said co-founded OpenAI, but, obviously has different goals in mind. But with regards to Tesla, they use a lot of AI for a lot of their services, software services. Most importantly, self-driving, which is on its spotlight recently. They use a neural network, a lot of supercomputing there, the Dojo supercomputer and the AI programming to sort of use AI in a sense to power the self-driving suite of offerings they have. So I'm not surprised by that. And we're probably going to hear more about that tomorrow during Tesla's Investor Day. Musk has promised to show kind of how he's going to connect all the dots with Tesla, AI, the Dojo supercomputer, and even SpaceX. So we'll see all that tomorrow. So I'm not surprised that he's pursuing a rival to ChatGPT right now.
This has nothing to do with creating a rival just for the sake of making money. It has nothing to do about that for Elon. He has enough money to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, he liked this tweet. He says this is fire. What is clear is that Elon is quite serious about doing this as a project, and he has been posting a lot more of these lately.
My personal opinion is I think he will do it. And a big reason is so much has happened in the past few years with large language models, where we really got to this place where these large language models, like OpenAI's GPT-3 and now 4, ChatGPT, they're moving beyond just kind of, giving facts or translating, sentences. They're moving into this arena of like logic and thinking. And this is the big jump that's taken place in the past a year or two. And this is why ChatGPT can write a book and, write essays and do all sorts of crazy stuff, even though it does have some deficiencies. But we have this big turning point, and it's a lot of the cutting edge researchers are feeling that AGI is not too far away.
Meaning artificial general intelligence. And I think Dave is right. We are pretty close to artificial general intelligence, I think. I mean, if I ask it to write me an essay about Elon Musk, I think it can probably write something better than most people could. And it does it faster as well, many times faster. I mean, it reads all right. Although I'm not sure if ChatGPT could really be a comedian just yet. Some of the jokes are not very good, although sometimes they are fairly funny. Why did Elon Musk break up with his girlfriend? Because he wanted space. Well, Elon will certainly help humanity to go to space and eventually Mars. If Elon indeed starts this new company, short term, probably not the best thing for Tesla because Elon would spend less time at Tesla and possibly sell more Tesla stock. Long term, however, I think it would be a net positive for Tesla because Elon would create this AI which will power the bot eventually, I think. I would just hope that the way he structures it, maybe let's say Tesla owns 40% of that new company or 30% or 60% or whatever the percent is, but I want Tesla to own a piece of that company. And then if Elon wants to give stock options to new employees, okay, no problem. But have Tesla own a piece of that company. And that way, maybe you get the best of both worlds. You can still give options to these new employees. You don't need to sell Tesla stock. You can use Tesla's resources. You can use Tesla's computers and all of the capital that Tesla already has and the prestige that Tesla has. But it would be a startup, just a startup that is mostly or largely owned by Tesla. And this is the Tesla stock buying opportunity explained by Elon Musk. My name is Matt Postius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.